Good afternoon. I want to start by extending my regards to all the media houses present in this press briefing. My name is Simando. I'm the PRO of the Gambia Immigration Department. This press briefing today is intended to give you updates as to our activities with regards to the interceptions we have made towards would-be migrants. And then today we have with us 3 cases of interceptions that have been made by the Migration Management of the Gambia Immigration Department, and we want to discuss with you the number that we have in all these interceptions. As a start, on the 18th of November 2024, we had intercepted 11 would-be migrants in Katong, and among this number of would-be migrants in Katong included, we have 9 of them that are male, and we have 2 that are female. Among these particular 11, 2 includes 2 minors. These migrants were intercepted together with a boat engine at the area of Katong. In a second case, we also have another interception where a particular boat that was believed to be used for irregular migration was intercepted after we had received an intel from a police officer in Senegal. And this particular boat was already designed and it was intended now to be used for irregular migration. The officers we had at Bara took it upon themselves and then be able to intercept this particular boat. This boat was intercepted together with 150 liters of fuel. We also had 1 engine and 1 boat as well. So among these materials, we had also been able to find out 7 perpetrators that were involved in this activity. And these individuals includes a boat agent and also the captain of the boat. So we are going to make sure that we make efforts in trying to prosecute these individuals for taking part in this irregular migration route. Now, in a recent case, on the 20th of November, yesterday, we had also made another massive interception. In this case, it was done by the Gambian Navy patrol team somewhere around the Faraba Bantabolo. The Navy patrol team, as they were on their routine activities, were able to intercept a boat that had been at sea for almost about 20 good days. And migrants had been staying there, and they were looking for all efforts to have more migrants to join them in this particular boat. Now in this boat, we are able to have 91 suspected would-be migrants who were intercepted. Among these 91 would-be migrants, we were able to have 74 of them who are male, and then 12 of them are female. In this number again, we have 11 minors who are involved in this activity. Now it is also key for us to note that in this recent interception that was done by the Gambian Navy, we were able to have 34 of them that were Gambians, 37 of them were Senegalese, 19 of them were Guineans, and then 1 of them was a Malian. Now, like I said before, we have seen a trend in how irregular migration now becomes an activity. Usually they will go at sea, that is where the boats will sometimes lodge, and they can be there for days before they depart. So this particular boat we're talking about had been at sea for almost about 20 good days. And when we had intercepted them, we have found most of these migrants who were in very bad shape. Some of them were dehydrated, others were unhealthy because of how long they had been there. And we can see how inhuman these activities are. So these 3 interceptions, like we're saying, had been made of recent. In addition, we can recall that last month, October 21st, on the same day, like we're doing today, we have also had about 76 interceptions. So this has indicated to you that the Gambia immigration has been making all efforts in trying to mitigate irregular migration. And like I said, it is a collective responsibility. So the Gambian Navy had been very instrumental in this fight. The Gambia Police Force, we Guardian Civil, and the Gambia Red Cross too have been very much supportive in these engagements. So as a department, we reaffirm our commitment in making sure that we will be able to curb irregular migration. But then these had to be efforts we put together. As a country, we have seen our young people perishing through the seas. We have seen families being broken. We have seen our own relatives undertaking this backway route. And it is our responsibility, our civic duty, to be able to make sure that we put our efforts together and support the officers in their line of action. So we want to take this opportunity to extend our gratitude to the Gambian Navy for the efforts and for the partnership with the Gambia Immigration Department. We also want to extend our regards to the Gambia Red Cross Society, and all other sister forces that have been supportive to this particular strike. The migration management of the Gambia Immigration Department is quite very much committed, and this will serve as a reaffirmation that from today, now and then, we will extend our efforts, put up our activities together, and be able to reduce the risks of migration. I also want to emphasize that the trends we have seen of recent had evolved in different cases. We have seen what we call as taxi boats that will be used in the Gambia, and they will now transit to Senegal, where they will board the boat they're going to use to go to Bakwe. Now, this had shown you that it is a sub-regional crisis we have within West Africa. And through our efforts with the Gambia Police Force, with the Gambia Navy and all other sister forces, we'll be able to mitigate these practices. So we look forward to seeing more cooperation and want to advise Gambians to make sure that we advise our children at home and let them know that the Bakwe journey is risky. The immigration is doing its utmost best, and we will not relent at any point in time in making sure that we curb this particular practice. With this regard, we want to thank you all for coming. And if you have any questions you want to ask about these interceptions, we'll be glad to answer before we take a leave of you.
Okay, my name is Modu Toure from Blog TV and the New Global Media. My question is, sometimes we do see immigration officers intercepting boats and would migrants. But what section of the Constitutional Criminal Code is specifically concerning the issue of migrants that you arrest?
The Gambia Immigration Department, as we all know, is given a mandate through the Immigration Act to monitor and control the movement of people within, outside, and into the country. Now, if you look at the part that says outside alone, it's a concern. If you look at the part that says within as well, it becomes a concern. So our mandate is immigration. And once people are moving outside the country, it also becomes a concern. Now, it is a concern because we have two different forms of migration. We have the regular means of migration and irregular means. So anybody who intends to migrate in an irregular way, it becomes a concern to us because you have not been going through our right entry points. So the Immigration Act empowers the department to implement whatever laws that deals with irregular migration. Yes.
Okay, my name is Mama Itra from the Housing Report. My question is, how long does it take for these people to get back to their families who were intercepted?
Thank you so much. How long it takes for them to go back to their families, I wouldn't give you a specific date. It's investigations. Like we say, whenever we finish our investigations, all those suspected migrants we have here will be released to go back home. Those that we deal with are the agents who are involved in the perpetrators. So once we're able to get the facts from the investigation, then they'll be released to go home. Like you see, some of them are not in good shape. They have to be taken care of. And that is why we have the Red Cross with us to make sure they are given the right attention. So once we're able to finish our investigations with them, then they'll be released to go back to their families and reunite with them as well. Do we have any other concerns? So in the absence of any, I just want to reiterate that the Immigration Department wishes to extend its appreciation to the Gambia Navy for their efforts in making sure that these 91 individuals were intercepted. And we also give a clarion call to the people out there to support our strive in the curbing of irregular migration. Whether you are a parent, a sister, or a brother or an uncle, you have a part to play towards making sure that we curb irregular migration. So we look forward to the public support. If you have any things that can support our activities, please let us know, and we'll be able to do our right work at the right time. And with these notes, we want to thank you all for coming, and we look forward to more collaborations in the long run.